Well, hello again, everyone, and sadly, today is the day when we say a final goodbye to the Super Soco electric motorbike. And here is the replacement. It's a 125cc motorbike. This is a Mutt Mastiff. It's a Chinese machine, but imported into Birmingham and finished off there. Now, if you notice, it has got L plates, and that's because I just did my CBT yesterday at Cam Rider in Cambridge, and yeah, very packed day that was too. Yeah, I definitely recommend Cam Rider if you're going to do the CBT around Cambridgeshire at least. It was a very, very full day and very thorough. Started at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't leave their site until slightly past 5:30 in the evening. I'd looked online and there's lots of differing opinions about CBT. A lot of people saying, well, you just ride around the car park a couple of times, they give you a piece of paper and that's it. And maybe that is the case some places, I don't know, but this was quite thorough and quite a long, tiring day. And yeah, if you're only used to riding a sort of twist and go moped thing, then yeah, quite a not difficult day, but quite an intense day, I thought, anyway, for me. You also might be thinking to yourself, well, Alex, what of the electric theme? Why have I not gone for an electric motorbike again? And I do have to say that was initially my intention. But as I touched upon in a previous video, it's just too much of a step from the Super Soco TS that I had to sort of the next thing up. I mean, they do what they call a TC Max, which is supposedly a 125 equivalent, but the people that I've spoke to who own them say that really, with a sort of a heavier built chap like myself, you're probably not gonna see much more than 50 mile an hour top end of them. So it's not that much more of a step from the TS, and they're pushing sort of £5,000 really to buy one of those. Of course, you can get much more powerful electric motorbikes the zero ones, for instance, that sort of 10,000–11,000 pound, and you know, they are very good apparently, but obviously I haven't got the right license to ride bikes of that power. Seems like there's a gap for a true 125 equivalent in the electric motorbike market, so maybe someone will pop up and fill that, but it needs to be at a competitive price really. To give you an idea, I paid £3,500 for the Mutt Mastiff, and I got £700 trade in on the Super Soco, which has done around about 4,000 miles now. So I think that's reasonable. I paid £1,600 for it a couple of years ago when I got it. You might remember there is a previous video on that. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed I couldn't get electric one, but I do like the petrol one. There is definitely something about having a petrol engine. Unfortunately, it's just got that appeal. But it is going to be more environmentally friendly, more economical than I think having the electric moped, because I'm more inclined to jump in the car, I think, and go to work, because you've just got that kind of uneasy feeling that everyone is trying to overtake you and get past you, which I'm hoping this will mitigate somewhat. And indeed, from riding around today, it does seem a lot better from that respect. You don't have to worry too much that the person behind you is always itching to get past. Now, I have had a lot of questions about why I was able to ride the electric motorbike without L plates and without taking a CBT test, and why I need to take a CBT test now and have L plates now. And I've spent quite a lot of time looking into it. As you can imagine, I spent quite a lot of time looking into it when I got the electric motorbike, and I've encountered quite a few differing opinions online. Quite a few people think I am in the wrong. However, I have checked, double checked and rechecked, and I also checked with the instructor chap who did my CBT the other day, and he confirmed what I was relying on was correct. So I passed my driving test in 1988, and the license that I got has the criteria for riding a moped, a motorbike up to 50cc and a certain level of horsepower. And that entitlement does not ever go away as long as I've got that driving license. Now, that stopped being given, I think, round about 1992. And a lot of people seem to be under the impression that that entitlement stopped in 1992 for those that already had it, but it doesn't. It continues on. So if you passed a full car test and got that moped entitlement, then you can, at any stage, get yourself a 50cc moped and ride it. You can't ride anything greater. And a lot of people said, well, you should still have L plates on. And in actual fact, that is not allowed. You do not have an entitlement to have L plates on your moped, your 50cc or your electric bike at the equivalent rating, because you are not a learner. You have a full license for that type of vehicle. So if you display L plates, you are committing an offence of some sort, apparently. But of course, I want to move up to a 125, and then that entitlement no longer counts. I no longer have that, what is known as grandfather's rights, that somebody who passed their test more recently hasn't got. So I'm really back in the same boat. I now have to do the CBT, as I've done and successfully completed, and now I have to display L plates. Now, it's not just amongst the folk on the internet that this has caused confusion. It caused quite a lot of confusion with the insurance company as well. Because when I originally insured the moped, I explained this to them, that I was relying on the entitlement on my old driving licence to ride the moped. And their form only had two choices: full motorbike licence or CBT. And they advised me to declare that I had a full licence. And indeed I did. I had a full licence for the type of vehicle I was insuring. But they could not get their head around it this time around when I wanted to change it to a 125. They insisted that I must have lost my licence and demanded to know why. Why had I got a full licence before but was now going back to CBT? They thought I'd done something very naughty, but in fact I haven't, at least I haven't been caught doing anything very naughty. So yeah, that's the scenario, and that's why I wasn't riding on L plates before, but now I am. Now you might disagree with this, because lots of people do seem to, but as I say, I've checked, double checked and rechecked, and yeah, I'm pretty sure of my ground here. But anyway, now I am definitely on L plates with a CBT riding a 125. So people who are uneasy with the previous arrangement can now rest in their beds at night without worrying too much about me. Well, I'm sure you've all had quite enough of the discussion over the technicalities of licenses and L plates and such. Much rather have a good look over the bike. I have taken it out for a ride. I was out for a couple of hours or so this afternoon, but I didn't film any of it. I was concentrating on just not crashing, really, given I am relatively new to this. It's my first time on a geared bike out on the road without an instructor present, so I thought I'd better concentrate on that rather than making a nice film. So apologies for that. We will get some nice footage in the future, and we'll do some more videos on this bike and my impressions of it as a bit of a newcomer to the whole thing later on. But in the meantime, let's take a bit more of a look at it. So the first thing you might notice is the knobbly tyres. I have been warned they might not be so great in the wet, but that's what it comes with. We'll see if they last the distance, if I end up changing them or not. In comparison with the bike I did the CBT on, it's rather bigger and heavier, and perhaps not quite as nippy, although there's not a vast amount of difference in it. Obviously, it has a few other differences. Not everything is the same in the world of 125s, it seems. The one I was riding for the CBT had a drum rear brake. This has got a disc. Pretty sure the one I was riding on the CBT had a carburetor. This has electronic fuel injection. But other than that, it's reasonably similar, the same sort of manual of arms. I wasn't really used to all the foot controls before yesterday, really. It's got a very nice saddle. I think this is one of the things that the guys in Birmingham make and put on. And it's got somewhat wider handlebars than the one I used on the CBT, and also somewhat less clear instrumentation. The light's not very good on that at all. One of the things I was picked up on was not cancelling the indicators, and the indicator light is very, very faint. You really can't see that in the sunlight that we had today. Same with the neutral light, really, although it seems they're not really much cop for anything anyway. So yeah, there's my very inexpert first impressions. I have to say I'm rather pleased with it. I've ridden it around for a good couple of hours or so this afternoon, and slowly getting used to it. I managed to survive, so that's a good thing. Not sure if I'm going to ride it into work tomorrow. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. But that's the intention, obviously, is to commute to work on it, save a little bit of money, and save some wear and tear on the Ttxela, which is getting a little bit long in the tooth and does need some attention devoting to it fairly soon. Anyhow, sorry there's no riding footage or anything like that, but we will be doing perhaps some more videos on this, and again, my impressions of it as a newcomer really to the world of geared motorcycles over the next few weeks perhaps. That's all for now. If you enjoyed it, press like, subscribe if you want to see some more, and ring the bell to be notified when we upload something new.